G'day guys, and welcome to my ladder prediction, doing the top 8 for season 2018. I'm only doing the top 8 because there's 18 teams and this video could go on for 3 years, so I'm going to keep it somewhat short and sweet as I can. As you can see, my ladder prediction there for number 1, Adelaide. I think being at Adelaide Oval, they love playing there. They're very hard side to beat there, and all around have a great side. Bryce Gibbs will be a handy acquisition as well. We'll go to number 2, the Sydney Swans. They had a shocking start to the season last year, and they have a few ruckman woes at this time of recording. But I don't think they'll get off to an 0-6 start. Very hard to beat at home, very much like Adelaide, and I reckon they'll be keen to respond, and I think they've got it in them again. So finishing 2nd and 3rd, I've got Port Adelaide. They've gone very aggressive in the trade period. Jack Watts, Motlop, and Rockcliffe, Lindsay Thomas, Jackson Trengrove from the Demons, and yeah, they've really loaded up. They finished in the 8 obviously last year, and they couldn't really beat a side around the 8 mark, which is quite interesting. They beat the Swans, so they went in the 8 at the time, round 1. But I think they've got a lot to prove, and they've really gone in hard, and aren't the easiest side to beat at Adelaide Oval. They are beatable, but it'll be very interesting to see how they go, but I think they'll be right up there, and they'll have massive expectations on themselves internally and externally. I've got my side, Geelong, finishing 4th. We've got Gaz. We've lost a little bit in Motlop. Lonergan and Mackie in the back line, and Henderson's injured, but I believe, Abler will be massive for the midfield and also the forward line. Cramery will be also a really good acquisition. Menzel's been in great form pre-season. If Cockatoo, McCarthy and Gregson are flying and our forward line's going well, we're looking pretty good. Forward line's probably hasn't been as potent as it has in, a few years. Defence is probably my only concern, but I think 9 games at KP should hold us in good stead, and we really have to win a premiership. So I'll put us in the top 4 there. 5th, the Giants. I've got them going down. Everyone's tipping them to win the flag, but I think they've had a fair few exits. And Wilson, also Williams out for the season with the ACL, Mumford, just a few guys getting older as well. I think they'll struggle a little bit more than perhaps they previously have. See how they really go with that depth, I reckon. But going the Giants there. 6th, I've gone the Tigers with a bit of a slide. I reckon it'll be similar to the Dogs. I almost reckon they can nearly drop out of the 8, to be honest. But look, they've got a really sort of small, dynamic duo and set up forward. They really do run teams off their feet and provide great pressure, but I do think their hunger won't be quite up there with how it was last year. Hence, I'm dropping them slightly, but they could laugh in my face and finish top 2. That's fine. That's where I've got them right now. And 7th, I've got Melbourne sneaking in the 8. It'll be their year for sure. Jakey Lever's a massive inclusion. Gawn and Hogan, hopefully they've got their pre-season underneath their belt. They're 2 massive players for Melbourne's finals chances. Hogan's battled quite tremendously, and I think Melbourne have finally got that foundation going, and I reckon they will be knocking on the door of the 8, if not maybe making 7th. So that's my 7th. Final one, Western Bulldogs. They missed the 8 after winning the premiership. Bit of a hangover, has to be said, but I reckon their handball happy behaviour tends to work pretty well out of congestion, and they don't have a great list in my personal opinion, but I certainly think they've got enough of a game plan and reasonable amount of talent to be able to get a winning score on the board most times. And look, they're a decent side, and they're pretty tough at the contest of the coalface, which is what you need to be to make finals. And I reckon they will, and that's my top 8. Got a couple of unlucky ones though, which I'll explain quickly. Hawthorn, I expect to bounce back reasonably quickly. They just missed the 8. I think they would finish 10th, something like that. The Saints will be going pretty close, but I just reckon those other sides inside the 8 will improve more so than they will. They've still got a little bit of building to go. The Bombers have gone pretty hard as well with a few players. Devon Smith, Jakey Stringer, they will be quite helpful on the lists, but yeah, they just couldn't quite make it to the 8 for mine. Maybe it's an Essendon versus Western Bulldogs to fight for 8th spot. But yeah, that's it, guys. So I've got Adelaide, Sydney, Port Adelaide, Geelong rounding out the 4. The bottom 4, we've got the Giants, the Tigers, the D's, and the Dogs. So that's my top 8, guys, there. And feel free to comment your top 8 as well if you want to go top 18. Go for your life. I'd appreciate it if you did. So that's it for me today, guys. Thanks heaps for listening in. Smash that subscribe button to hear more content, and I'll keep posting more content. Thanks for hanging around, guys. I'll catch you all in the next video.